And so write it down again, even if you hear it for the second time. So I get to talk to you 18 times over the next few hours. So this time, Nikki wanted me to share a little bit of my high story, my journey in Mary Kay. Did y'all hear I started in 1989? If I was a Spice Girl, I'd be Old Spice. Okay? 25 years. 25 years. And now, anyone else longer than 25 years here? Am I the oldest living person? Oh.
Right here.
You did? 89? June. When did you start?
August.
August. I'm older than you.
March of '89.
March! You're a little older, Spice. Happy 25th.
Wiser Spice. There you go.
What are you?
She said I'm Wiser Spice.
Wiser Spice, yes. Better Spice. Excellent. So, here's how it happened, you guys. Not planned at all. I was working in a pharmacy as a cashier. I'm one of those people who started working when he was 13 years old because we didn't have a lot of extra, and I like nice new stuff.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to convince my parents to buy me something nice and new, I got a job at Burger King at 13 and worked 20 hours a week as a 13-year-old and bought my own nice new stuff. It was awesome. So I've always worked since 13. I've never been without a job. And so at 18, I'm working at a pharmacy. Life is good. I'm a cashier. I'm making decent money for the time. And two of my friends, one's Ravi Ramnath, who works at Mary Kay Corporate, and the other is Jerry Gonzalez. And Jerry works still at the Northeast Distribution Center in New Jersey. They were 16 years old. I was 18. I was graduating high school, and they were making more money at this place called Mary Kay than I was making as a cashier at the pharmacy. And so, duh, right? When you're 18 and you're graduating high school and you have that summer before college, the thing you need most is cash.
Yeah.
See, my parents were paying for tuition, but they weren't going to pay for the fun I was going to have while I was at school. So Mary Kay just fell into my lap because these two friends of mine they're rolling in the dough. They had new stuff all the time. Like, where are we getting this new stuff from? We work at Mary Kay. What's Mary Kay? And they said it was a warehouse. Yeah. So my first introduction to Mary Kay was, it's a warehouse. Oh, you work in a warehouse. Okay, great. Are they hiring? Yeah, come on in. So I went in one day. So I graduated high school June 22nd, 1989. I recovered from graduation on June 23rd. And I started working for Mary Kay on June 24th, 1989. And I got hired to fold cardboard boxes. That was my job. So we had a box maker, we had an assembly line, we had a shipping clerk, we had the guy who put the peanuts in the boxes, right? We had some other women that did different jobs in the warehouse. We had forklift operators. I was the box maker. In Mary Kay, we always say you don't start at the bottom, you start at the beginning.
That's
Well,
right.
making boxes is the very beginning. There is no more of a beginning than that, okay? So, I loved it. You guys, the warehouse is air conditioned in the summer. It is clean. We have like a Zamboni, which is like this machine that you drop. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Have you been to a hockey game and they do the ice and they clean the ice? One of those deals. And they clean the floor every night with the Zamboni. They played music all night. And it was like the hip hop stations. I was like making boxes and and so it was fun. My friends were there. It was easy work. The only problem was I had sticky hands with cuts on it because making boxes, you know, You had to put tape on the bottom and this whole deal. So it was kind of messy in that regard, but I love the people, I love the environment, I love the energy that was created in Mary Kay. So, found out that y'all sold cosmetics. It wasn't a warehouse, it was actually a cosmetics company. And so, that summer, I made a bunch of money. I had already committed to attend college out of state, the University of Maryland. And so I graduated, worked in Mary Kay for the summer. Then come September, I was off to Maryland to go to college. Well, the thousands of dollars I made that summer somehow left my bank account by October. I don't know how that happened. I mean, what's a pizza every now and then? I mean, I was buying pizza and stuff for everybody in the dorm. Yeah, it was, I was very popular as a freshman at the University of Maryland. Had a lot of fun, but I had this condition called broke. And I had it for a while, right? And I couldn't figure it out. Poor is when you have a lack of resources. Broke is a decision that you make. And so I kept making that decision. It was like a habit, over and over and over again. And so seriously, thousands of dollars on day one of college, come October, very little dollars left. And so I rushed home during breaks and I'd work at Mary Kay. They would mail me a check down to Maryland and I'd cash it and I would spend it. Then November came, we get Thanksgiving break, I'd run back up to New Jersey, I'd work at Mary Kay and go back to Maryland. By Christmas break, broke. So I had so much fun my freshman year at the University of Maryland that my parents decided that they were no longer going to pay out-of-state tuition for those kind of grades. Awesome. So I transferred to a local university in New Jersey called Rutgers University. Yes, absolutely. So I moved back to New Jersey May 1990, May 20th, as a matter of fact, 1990, and I started working for Mary Kay on a regular basis. So May, they put me on the assembly line. They had another box maker, and so they put me on the assembly line, and I was now putting the products in the boxes. That was May, June, July, August. I had saved up so much money in those 4 months that I paid for my own college tuition when school started. I had a motive. You see, when my parents were paying for school, I had to get the grades they wanted me to get. But when I started paying for college, I could get the grades that I wanted me to get. And ironically, my grades got better when I started paying for college. All of a sudden, they were much better. It's crazy how that happens. Well, come September, they promoted me to shipping clerk. So once all the products are in, the peanuts are in, the box is sealed, the shipping clerk weighs the box, types in information so that UPS knows where it's going, and we have a record of it, and loads it on the UPS truck. So here I am going to Rutgers full-time, I'm working at Mary Kay every day, life is good, I've moved out of my parents' house, I have an apartment with some friends, everything was great except for I didn't have a car. I still didn't have a car. Okay, so that was next. So I'm working and I'm loving life, everything's great. One day they call me in the office and they say, "We don't want to lose you." And I'm thinking, I'm not going anywhere. Do I look lost to you? Seriously, I'm like apartment, college, I was, locked in. And so they were like, "We know you're going to school full-time and working here full-time, and we don't want you to get burned out. So what we're going to do is create a position where you can come and go around your school schedule." Wow.
哇！ Wow.
， Awesome. So I said, okay. ， So sometimes I would go to work in the morning, go to school in the afternoon and evening. Sometimes I would go to school in the morning and afternoon and go to work in the evening. See, the warehouse is open from 7 a.m. until midnight. So as long as I worked 40 hours during that week, they didn't care what my hours were. Because the position did not exist until they created it for me. And I became a quality control inspector. So I used to call consultants and say, hey, I hear you had a damaged product in your order. What was the product? How was it damaged? I hear you were missing this product out of your order. And so I got to talk to the consultants. See, when I was making boxes, one of my favorite things that I got to do was when the pickup door bell rang, I got to stop making boxes, run over, and put products in people's cars. So I built relationships with the sales director in their pink Cadillacs, and would roll in from New York and Philadelphia and Delaware and all these places, and I would load up their cars and they would give me a little tip. Or sometimes they would bring me some food. And I just loved the energy because they were always excited. There's something magical in those boxes. Because every time I would pick one up and put it in the car, people would celebrate. It was awesome. So I kind of missed the interaction with you guys, the sales force, when I was shipping clerk. Well, they created this position. Now I'm on the phone talking to consultants and directors about their orders. And so I love that job, and it was going really, really well until they called me in the office one day, and they said, we have a position open in customer service, and we want you to be our customer service rep. And you guys, I thought I hit the Mary Kay jackpot. Because what you have to understand is the warehouse has 2 levels. Upstairs is the office where the customer service people work and the data entry people work. So those of you who were around before computers, we used to manually key in agreements and manually key in orders. There was no online, there was no telephone ordering, there was none of that. So we literally typed it all in, everything. I know. And so the office people, they wore suits to work. The warehouse people wore jeans, t-shirts, steel-toe boots. The warehouse people, we had to park in the back of the building and walk through an unmarked door. We had these little lockers where we put our stuff, and we had to clock in, right? And every moment was accounted for. If you went to the bathroom, you needed to be in the bathroom between 3 and 5 minutes because someone was taking your place on the line and they were counting. Because they were like, this isn't my normal job. I'm just doing this because Sean's in the bathroom. And so, every moment is accounted for. The office people, they just kind of blow in, and blow out, right? They just do whatever they want. And so I was becoming one of them. I was moving up from boots and jeans and t-shirt to the office where I had to wear a suit. See, the office people, they walk through the front door, upstairs to their cubicles, where they had telephones and computers. And get this, they could go to the bathroom as long as they wanted. 10 minutes, 20 minutes. They could be in the bathroom all day long. And I was the first male customer service rep at the Northeast Distribution Center. I literally was the man. The one man in customer service. They just should have changed the men's room sign to Sean's Executive Bathroom. Well, I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, you're gonna pay me more money. You're gonna have me talking to Mary Kay salespeople all day. I'm gonna wear a suit. I'm like 20 years old at this point, you guys. Still going to Rutgers full time, still working at Mary Kay full time. I was in love with this company. Well, my first job was calling problem orders. A problem order is an order that's not able to be processed as it is, meaning there's something wrong. See, we would get credit cards written on these order forms, and sometimes the credit cards would start with the number 8. There is no credit card that starts with the number 8. So I would have to call those people. Jenny Simmons, why did you send me your credit card number that starts with 8? Right? And sometimes there would be